Jim Norris, the batter. The Indians have allowed the White Sox only one run in each of the last two games that they have played them. Last Sunday beating the Sox 10-1, and last night 2-1, and the first pitch a curveball for a strike. Norris hitting .279, 2 homers, 22 RBIs. Was 1 for 3 out here last night. Walked in the first and scored one of the 2 Cleveland runs. Here's a swing on a bounding ball to his right side. Second baseman Pryor has it and throws him out. So there's 1 out, and Dwayne Kuiper, the batter. Kuiper hitting .286, no homers, 37 RBIs. The Cleveland second baseman. Mike Squires at first base tonight. Greg Pryor at second. Don Kessinger at shortstop, and Eric Soderholm playing in at third. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Wants to bunt. Takes a curveball for a strike as he jumps out of the way. Caught the inside part of the plate. Ralph Gar's in left field tonight. Tom Spencer in center, and Thad Bosley in right, with Mike Coburn doing the catching. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a pop-up on the left side. Kessinger calling for it. White Sox shortstop in the outfield grass takes it, and there's 2 down. 2 up and 2 down here in the first. Well, the red-hot Pittsburgh Pirates would have won 10 in a row have been stopped now 2 straight times at Houston. Last night and this afternoon, Houston got 5 in the first en route to a 7-2 victory. Houston's won 5 in a row. They swept the Cubs 3 straight. Now the Pirates 2 in a row. As Buddy Bell steps in, hitting .297, 5 homers and 50 RBIs. Here's a swing and a long drive, left center field. Spencer going way back. On the warning track, he's got it. And his momentum carries him to the wall. A well-hit ball by Buddy Bell. But Spencer hauled it in at the warning track, and it's 3 up and 3 down. So we go to the bottom of the first. It's Cleveland nothing. The White Sox coming to bat. All right, Bob, David Clyde gets in his warm-up tosses. As we go to the bottom of the first, he'll face Ralph Gar, Don Kessinger, and Mike Squires. Clyde originally with the Texas Rangers, a high school bonus baby, but he made a lot of money for Bob Short. They estimate he made about $250,000 in his first 3 starts at Texas when Bob Short owned the ball club. This year with Cleveland, he's won 5 and lost 8. He won his first 4 decisions this year, then he lost 5 in a row. Squared his record at 5-5 in mid-July. He has lost 3 straight since that time, so he is 5 and 8. His lifetime record against the White Sox is 1-0. He pitched against them while with the Texas Rangers. On May the 11th, 1974, he went the distance and beat the White Sox 3-2 on an 8-hitter. He used to be just strictly a hard thrower. Now, gone to the breaking pitches. Had some problems with his curve lately, we understand. As Ralph Gar leads it off, hitting .281, 3 homers, 27 RBIs. Gar 1 for 3 last night. He walked and scored in the first inning, the only White Sox run. Here's the pitch, swing and a shot down the left side, a base hit. Oh, foul! You talk about announcer speaking too soon. That ball looked like it was going to have eyes and fall in there. But as we look up, the wind coming in from the northeast tonight, that flag out in right center is stiffening up. It had not been that strong, and I'm sure the way that ball was a lazy hit ball down the line that it just blew it foul, so it goes as a strike. Wishful thinking. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Andre Thornton at first base tonight, Dwayne Kuiper at second, Tom Verizor at short, and Buddy Bell at third. He had been playing in now with 2 strikes on Gar. He goes further back at third behind the bag. Left-hander ready. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swung and a pop-up on the infield. Verizor going back. Kuiper going back. They're on the outfield grass, and the shortstop Verizor takes it 1 out. Indians with an outfield tonight of Pruitt in left, Norris in center, and Dade in right. And as we mentioned to you earlier, Gary Alexander has been hospitalized. He's in Illinois Masonic Hospital here in Chicago, and he Going to be in there for a few days. He has an infection of the lymph node in the groin. Don Kessinger, the batter, hitting .269, a homer, and 25 RBIs. Donnie batting from the right side, swings at the first pitch and misses. And how about his former teammates, the Cubs today? A dramatic come-from-behind victory after a momentous rain delay. Well, you can't call a rain delay momentous, but it was a momentous occasion as they came back and won it before almost 48,000 at Cincinnati. Here's the pitch. Foul back to the screen, 8-6. Roberts the winner, 6 and 8. Suter his 23rd save. They came within 1 minute of having a 2-hour rain delay. And the Cubs had trailed 4-2 at that time, but came back and won it 8-6. They've beaten Cincinnati 3 in a row now. 2 in Cincy, one last week in Chicago on Sunday. Here's the pitch outside of ball. San Francisco defeated Montreal 4-1. Barr over Fryman. They only had 16,000 at San Francisco on a Saturday afternoon. Here's a swing and a grounder to third. Buddy Bell has it, throws across in time, and there's 2 down. So Kessinger grounds out to the third baseman. 2 out, and Mike Squires, the batter, hitting .362, no homers and 8 RBIs. Giants still in that pennant race. They picked up a half a game on the Dodgers with that win. They're a game and a half out, and depending on what happens tonight between Philadelphia and Los Angeles, the Giants will either be 1 game out or 2 games out. As far as the Cubs are concerned, they'll either be 1.5 out or 2.5 out. David Clyde into the windup. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. In the American League, there were a couple of games today. Left-hander into the windup. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a foul. Milwaukee defeated Detroit 9-5. Travers over Billingham. Parrish and Staub hit home runs for the Tigers. Money and Thomas belted round trippers for the Milwaukee Brewers. They had 32,000 plus at Detroit. Truly one of the great baseball cities in this country. 2 strikes in the batter. And California lost again at Boston. Here's the pitch, low ball, as the 2 front runners in the East and West clashed again. Last night, Boston won 6-0. Today, they won 7-1. So the Angels have scored only 1 run at small Fenway Park in 2 games. Here's the 1-2 delivery. There's a swing and a shot. Foul down the right side. Toronto won again. They defeated Minnesota 4-3. That game went into extra innings, 11 innings. Toronto got a run in the 9th and a run in the 10th. So it was a 10-inning game, 4-3. Cruz now 5-1 over Zahn. McKay hit a solo home run in the 10th to win it. 25,000 plus at Toronto as the pitch is low to Squires, 2-2. Well, the Blue Jays now have won 7 out of 8. Minnesota has lost 7 in a row. Like last night, a White Sox victory here would move the Sox within a half a game of the 5th-place Twins. Wright was the winner for Boston today in their game. Here's a swing and a grounder to the first baseman. Thornton has it, makes the unassisted out, and it's 3 up and 3 down here in the first inning. So at the end of 1 complete inning of play, White Sox nothing, Cleveland nothing. Lauren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the 2nd inning. It'll be Andre Thornton, Bernie Carbo, and Ron Pruitt. No score, we're in the first. Other American League games, Baltimore is waylaying Seattle tonight, 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th. The Orioles have been hot of late. They've won 4 in a row. And Kansas City's at Texas again tonight. There's no score in the bottom of the 1st, where the Royals now have an opportunity to go back into first place should they defeat the Rangers. In that game, Larry Gurr of Joliet going against Doc Ellis. Here's the first pitch to Thornton, and it's low ball. Seattle at Baltimore, Colburn against Flanagan in that game. Oakland at New York is just underway. No score at the end of 2. Keogh going against Tidrow. And in the National League, St. Louis at Atlanta, Hanna going against Silvio Martinez, former White Sox pitcher. Andre Thornton, the batter, batting from the right side. The outfield plays him deep and around to the left. Garr near the line. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left field. Garr comes in. He's there, and he's got it. One out. Thornton got a good chance to accomplish a few things. Be the first Cleveland player to hit 30 home runs in a season since first base coach Rocky Colavito did it back in 1966. The first Cleveland player to knock in 100 runs. Last one to do it, you guessed it, Rocky Colavito. He used to say, don't knock the rock. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss to Bernie Carbo. Carbo hitting .251. Correction on that, hitting .262, 3 homers and 17 RBIs. I don't know if I gave you Thornton's statistics. I think I may have given you the wrong ones. But Thornton, having a good year, he was hitting .276, 26 homers, 84 RBIs coming into tonight's game. Outfield, playing Carbo straight away, but slices one to left, where Gar, who had been playing him straight up, comes in and takes it. 2 up and 2 down. The White Sox have won 6 of their last 9. The Indians have won 2 straight one-run decisions. Beat Milwaukee 9-8 the other day, and beat the White Sox 2-1. But yet the Indians have lost 29 one-run games this year while winning 21. 50 one-run ball games they've been involved in. Ron Pruitt, the batter, hitting .255, 3 homers and 14 RBIs. Steve Stone on the mound, goes into the windup and delivers. And it's the strike, says Fred Spen. Spen behind the plate. Mentioned he was from Bloomington, Illinois. Here's the pitcher's a swinging a grounder to short. Kessinger has it. And he throws high. Squires off the bag, but he puts the tag on him. And it's 3 up and 3 down. So we go to the bottom of the second. White Sox nothing, Indians nothing. Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park as Lamar Johnson leads it off against David Clyde. Lamar hitting .274, 8 homers and 58 RBIs. David Clyde, 6'1", 185-pounder on the mound. And the pitch inside a ball. He's only 23 years old. He was the #1 draft choice by the Texas Rangers in 1973. He was the #1 draft choice in the country. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center. Norris got a late jump on it, dropping quickly, but he gets it with a basket catch. Norris didn't see that ball at first, got a late jump, but he got there in time and makes a basket catch. The Rangers drew 35,698 in his debut, and it's been voted Texas's biggest moment in the brief history of that ball club. He's from Houston, Texas. He won 4, lost 8 that year, then was 3-9 the next year and got sent to the minors. They remember that squabble. Billy Martin had been with the club then, wanted to send him to the minors. Left-hander ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder off the bat of Eric Soderholm to his counterpart, Buddy Bell at third, and he throws him out. Eric will be on with the Hot Corner show following the game. Tony La Russa, White Sox first base coach, will be his guest. Eric hitting .251, 16 homers and 49 RBIs coming into tonight's game. The Rangers called him back up from Pittsfield in '75, and he lost the game. And he was 0-4 at Sacramento in '76, 5-7 at Tucson last year. Now trying to make a comeback. Won his first 4 decisions, then lost 5 in a row, then won a game to even it up 5-5. Now he's lost 3 in a row. Mike Colburn, the catcher, the batter, hitting .257 with 9 RBIs. Looks at a ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. No score. We're in the second inning. Good crowd on hand. Here's the pitcher's a swing on a fly ball, sliced into right. First baseman going down the line in foul territory, and he has it. Off the end of the bat, Colburn fouls out to Andre Thornton at first, so it's 3 up and 3 down. Both clubs have gone down in order in the first 2 innings. So we go to the third. White Sox nothing, Cleveland nothing. Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the third inning. No score in the ball game. It'll be Tom Verizor, the Cleveland shortstop, Paul Dade, and Bo Diaz to face Steve Stone here in the third inning. Mentioning about Fred Spen being from Bloomington, Bill Butler is here from Bloomington with his sons and his father, good White Sox fan, Yale Butler.
Back 7 for Cleveland.
In for the 2 games tonight and tomorrow when Ross Baumgarten goes against Paul Rushell, 2 Illinoisans matching up tomorrow afternoon. Tom Verizon, the shortstop, hitting .276 with 24 RBIs, and the first pitch cut into left for a base hit. That's the first hit of the night as he singles on the first offering by Steve Stone. The Yankees came up with a pair in the third. They lead Oakland 2-0. The Yankees have to win tonight to keep pace with the Boston Red Sox. Milwaukee has already won. Milwaukee's 7.5 out. The Yankees will remain 7.5 out if they win. California had a half a game lead over Kansas City and a 5.5 game spread over Texas. The Angels have already been defeated in Kansas City and Texas in the second game of their 3-game series at Arlington. The batter, Paul Day, .259 hitter, shortened up as if to bunt, missed it. That's a strike. He has 3 homers and 19 RBIs. You're in tune with WMAQ Radio, Chicago, Illinois. Joe Nosek flashing the signals down to Dade from the coach's box at third. Rocky Calavio coaching over at first. Stone out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, a bunt to the right side to Squires. His only play is to first. He hesitated. Wanted to throw down to Kessinger at second, but he hesitated, and when he did, actually didn't think he could get him. And he threw on to first, and a sacrifice is successful, going from 3 to 4. Sort of gave a half pump and then realized he couldn't get him after not firing right away. Made sure he had one. Bo Diaz, the number 9 hitter in the order, the catcher at bat. Diaz coming over from the Red Sox, hitting .239 with a homer and 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Low in the dirt. Gets away from Colburn, but right behind him, and he picks it up quickly. So Verizon cannot advance. Our greetings to Howard Ware of Wickham Chevrolet. Howard is our Chevrolet salesman of the day. Like I mentioned, a good crowd on hand, somewhere in the vicinity of 15 to 20,000 again tonight. The White Sox are on the verge of breaking that 1959 season mark again. Here's the pitch, outside of all. White Sox attendance now stands at 1,338,258 for the season, 4th highest in the club history. And with 13 games to go, including tonight's, they have a good chance of passing that 59 mark of 1,423,000. Here's the pitch, and it's outside of all. White Sox a year ago set an all-time record of 1,657,135. So Stoney missed on that last pitch. A count 3-0 to Diaz. Right-hander looks back to second. Here's the pitch. Called strike as he was taking all the way. 3 balls and a strike. Runner at second, 1 out. We're in the third. A scoreless ball game. Stone glances back towards second. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a slicer to right. Going to drop in for a base hit. Bosley charges, has it, throws to the plate. Here's the throw, and he is safe. As the throw is about 2-3 feet in front of the plate on the play, Diaz made no effort on the throw-in to go to second. So the throw was on the money, but it was just a couple of feet short. Had it been right on the plate, it still might have been a little too late. As Verizon scores the first run of the ball game. So the Indians jump out in front here, 1-0. Runner at first with 1 out, and Jim Norris, the batter, and the first pitch to him is inside of all. Norris grounded out to second. His only time up tonight. Soderholm playing parallel to the bag at third. Here's the pitch. Swinging a looper into center. It's going to drop. Base hit. Here comes the runner holding up at second. The throw comes in behind him, and he's back in the bag. That's the third hit off of Stoney. And the Indians have runners at first and second. A run in and one out. Texas jumped on Kansas City's Larry Gura for 2 runs in the first. They lead 2-0. Well, I'll tell you, the Rangers getting themselves right back in it. If they win tonight, they'll be only 4.5 back. They've got a lot of games left with California. Bavacqua, one of my favorite names, sounds like an aftershave, hit a 2-run homer. His 6th of the year. Here's the pitch to Kuiper, and it's a ball after he missed in the first offering. Kuiper, left-handed hitting second baseman with a count of 2-0. Soderholm playing parallel to the bag. Double play up the middle. Here's a swing and a grounder to Squires. Goes to second for 1. There'll be no relay as they get the middleman. Norris is out. That goes 3-6 on the play. Diaz goes to third, and Kuiper's at first on the fielder's choice. So there are runners at first and third with 2 out. And Buddy Bell, the batter. Buddy will celebrate his 27th birthday tomorrow. He's 10 hits away from the 1,000 hit mark in his career, which he should get this year. And when he does, he'll be the youngest player in the history of the Cleveland organization to get 1,000 hits. Stone ready, out of the stretch, delivers, and it's up high a ball. These Indians have made a lot of deals this year. First, before the season started, they made 4 deals. They've made 4 since the season has started. Trying to improve their position, which they haven't. Here's the pitch, swinging a pop-up right side. Squires, the first baseman, near the Cleveland dugout. He's there, he reaches in, has it. And the Cleveland players help him out as he was ready to fall into the Cleveland dugout. They did not help him up until the point that he had caught the ball. Then they helped him. So Stoney gets out of the jam. 1 run. There were 3 hits here in the inning. And 2 men left on. So we're going to the bottom of the third. It's Cleveland 1, the White Sox nothing. Bob, we go to the bottom of the third. The White Sox trail 1-0. It'll be Thad Bosley, Greg Pryor, and Tom Spencer. Mark DeLeese, one of Oak Brook's finest, out at the ballpark tonight. The Evergreen Bowl is up in the skybox. And out in the Grant Importers in bullpen number 2, and Jack Bixley and Jackson Curtis in bullpen number 1. And the first pitch to Bosley goes around, strike 1. Sonoris Brothers and friends at a patio party tonight. Buddy Bell playing in at third as David Clyde goes into the windup and delivers. Swinging a grounder to the left side. Verizon, the shortstop, to his right, has it, throws, he got him. Bosley motoring down the line. The speedometer says he went down there in 4.2 seconds, and, you know, we talk about the speed of Thad. Now, if that's correct, that really is not good speed for a left-handed hitter. So I don't know if that he got a late start out of the box, falling away, or if the fellow who's operating the button got a late start on it. So there's 1 out, and Greg Pryor, the batter. Greg hitting .229, no homers and 7 RBIs. Left-hander into the windup and the pitch. And he takes a strike. This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Chicago White Sox solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play description and the account of this game without the express written consent of the White Sox is prohibited. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder right side, base hit. Pryor going the other way, singles past the outstretched mid of Andre Thornton, who went to his right to try to get it, and the White Sox get their first hit of the night and have the tying run on with Tom Spencer coming to the plate. Harry Carey, Jimmy Pearsall, and myself, Lauren Brown, are employees of and are paid by WMAQ Radio for our play-by-play descriptions and accounts of these games. WMAQ and the Chicago White Sox share mutual rights of announcer approval. Tom Spencer been in a bit of a slump, hitting .197 with 4 RBIs. Outfield plays him straight away. Clyde ready. There goes the runner, swinging a fly ball to center. Norris has it, and Pryor has to go back to first. There's 2 down. White Sox with a hit and run on. And the batter will be Ralph Garr, who popped up to the shortstop first time up. Talking about Cleveland, in the offseason, they traded Tom Buskey and John Lowenstein to Texas for Willie Horton and David Clyde, who's out there on the mound. Then they traded Frank Duffy to Boston for Rick Kruger. Then they purchased Mike Vail from the Mets, later to trade him to the Cubs. They traded Dennis Eckersley and Fred Kindle to Boston for Rick Wise, Mike Paxton, Ted Cox, and tonight's catcher, Bo Diaz. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Then when the season got underway, they traded Dennis Kinney to San Diego for Dan Spillner, who's doing relief work. Then they traded Mike Vail to the Cubs for Joe Wallace, who they in turn sent Joe Wallace to Oakland for Gary Alexander. And Alexander in Illinois Masonic Hospital tonight. And hope he gets over his problems in a hurry. Here's the pitch. And it's low ball. And they purchased Bernie Carbo from Boston on June 15th. That was the trading deadline. They made 3 deals on the final day of the trading deadline. 1 ball and a strike. Runner at first with 2 down. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper right side. Fair ball down the right field line. Hopefully nobody will touch the ball. Here comes Pryor. He's going to try to score. Here's the throw. And he is safe. Garr goes in with a triple. And the ball game is tied up at 1-1. Well, the only fear that you had there about that run scoring was if that ball might get to the box seat railing and somebody touched the ball, where they would make it a ground rule double, but fortunately Dade got over there in a hurry. And that enabled the ground rule double from happening. Anybody touching it, and Garr goes to third. Pryor is home, and the White Sox tie it up. And Don Kessinger, the batter, grounded out to third his first time up. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Inside a ball. Remember Don Kessinger night out here Friday, September the 8th. A lot of his ex-Cub teammates will be out here to honor him. Ron Santo and Glenn Beckert, Ernie Banks, Billy Williams. Here's the pitch, and it's low ball and a breaking pitch in and out of the mid of Diaz. That RBI was the 28th of the year for Ralph Garr. Well, Garr had talked earlier how Kansas City had played him to go the other way. Cleveland was playing him that way, and he pulled the ball. That would have been a base hit whether they had played him on the line. It was just a matter of the fact that they were playing him the other way. He was able to scamper to third. Left-hander out of the stretch. The 2-0 pitch. Inside, ball 3. Kessinger, a better hitter from the right side than he is from the left side. As a right-hander, Donnie hitting 290 rather. 290. He's hitting 269 overall, but hitting 290 as a right-hander. A homer, 11 RBIs. Here's the 3-0 pitch. He takes for a strike. Kessinger can't believe it. As he goes back, that ball was high and on the outside corner. The old automatic, as they would say. Cleveland plays him straight away. A lot of clubs, in fact, most of them, play him to go the opposite way, whether he bats from the left side or the right, as we've mentioned to you many times. Clyde out of the stretch, glove at the belt. The 3-1 pitch. Low ball 4. So there's runners at first and third with 2 out. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Mike Squires, the batter, grounded out to first. His only time up tonight. White Sox with a chance to take the lead here. They can score a run in this inning, an additional run. They'll have scored as many in this inning as they have in the last two games against Cleveland. Indians beat the White Sox 10-1 last Sunday in Cleveland and 2-1 here last night. Oakland tied up the Yankees with 2 in the fourth. New York batting in the bottom of the fourth, 2-2. Left-hander ready. The first pitch to Squires on the way, and it's high and away a ball. Playing Mike to go the other way. For our call, Sox lines will be open till 9:30 tonight. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul. One ball and a strike. White Sox trying to even up the series. They've beaten Cleveland 6 out of 8. They've lost the last 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gar at third, Kessinger at first. Got a big hole in the right side of the infield if he can pull it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside a ball. Clyde slaps at the ball as he gets it from Diaz. He thought he had the corner on that pitch. I see Squires get on, bring a man home, give Lamar Johnson an opportunity to bat with some people on. David Clyde ready out of the stretch. 2-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a foul to the left side over the skybox on the roof and out on Shields Avenue. Two balls and 2 strikes. This one of 4 American League games going on tonight. 3 were played this afternoon. The big one, Boston over California, 7-1. Left-hander ready. 2-2 pitch. Inside a ball, 3-2. That'll have Kessinger off at first here with 2 down. He's at first. Ralph Gar over at third. Well, for the second straight night, the overcast and the ceiling, you cannot see the loop from the ballpark. Left-hander ready. There goes Kessinger. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a shot. Base hit. Right center field. 1 run is in. Here comes Kessinger around third. They're going to wave him on as Dade overran the ball. And going into second is Squires. And the White Sox lead it 3-1. They have scored more runs in this one inning than they have in the last 2 ball games against the Tribe. A double and 2 RBIs is the call by the official score. And that is the 9th and 10th RBI of the year for Squires since coming up from Iowa. Lamar Johnson, the batter. Now Jeff Torborg calls time and wants to go to the mound. By the way, last night we mentioned to you about Eric Soderholm the night before. I had given him a double, 2 doubles, and the box score had it a single and a double. But we understand the official score has reversed that and gave him 2 doubles. So I know a lot of you fans keep score with us. So in that Thursday night game, Eric Soderholm, going 2 for 4, driving home 3 runs, had 2 doubles. Thinking about it here with Squires hitting the double. So Jeff Torborg out of the mound. This afternoon we mentioned Boston beat California 7-1. Milwaukee over Detroit 9-5, and Toronto beat Minnesota 4-3. In the National League, the big one, the Cubs beat Cincinnati 8-6 after a 1 hour and 59-minute rain delay. They came from behind, trailing 4-2, and they won it 8-6. Roberts the winner, Suter with the save. And Houston beat the Pirates 7-2. while the Giants beat Montreal 4-1. All the other activity going on right now in both leagues. And activity in the bullpen as Lamar Johnson steps up. Here's the first pitch. Swinging a base hit to left. Here comes the runner around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Buddy Bell cuts it off as Squires slides in, and it's a 4-1 ball game. As Lamar drives in his 59th run of the year. So it's a 4-1 ball game. Hood, a left-hander, and Freisleben, a right-hander, down in the bullpen for the Indians as Eric Soderholm steps up. Basically, this all started after 2 out, a runner at first and 2 out. A triple, a walk, a double, and a single. Here's the pitch to Eric. Swinging a grounder, base hit, high hop over Bell, down the line. And Lamar will hold up at second base. As the throw comes in, Bell dove for it, but when he did, it took a hop over him. So runners at first and second. And the ninth man to bat in the inning, Mike Colburn, the catcher who fouled out to the first baseman his first time up. You know, the White Sox have not had a home run in over a week. And a conference on the mound now as Diaz is out there with Wayne Kuiper and David Clyde. Now that gave them enough time because as they break up the conversation, Jeff Torborg comes to the mound. And that will be all for David Clyde. He had retired the first 7 men he faced. Then he gave up a single to Pryor but got Spencer. So he had retired 8 of the 9 men that he faced. But a triple by Gar tied the ball game up. Kessinger walked. Then Squires doubled home 2 runs. Then Lamar Johnson singled a run home, and now Soderholm has singled Lamar to second. And Colburn, the ninth man to bat in the inning, but he will not face David Clyde. Looks like Hood coming into the ball game, and we'll be back right after this message. Zach? Lauren Brown back at Comiskey Park. David Clyde went 2 2/3 innings, allowed 4 runs on 1 hit. He walked a man, and he didn't strike anyone out. And now Don Hood, a left-hander, comes in. Hood making his 29th appearance and his 12th as a reliever. He's won 5, he's lost 5 with an earned run average of 4.59. No saves to his credit. In 127 1/3 innings, he's walked 61 and he has struck out 61. And the first man that he will face will be Mike Colburn, the ninth man to bat in the inning. White Sox leading it here by a score of 4-1. Baseball going on tonight. The Yankees in Oakland tied up at 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Baltimore beating Seattle 5-1 at the end of 4. And Texas leading Kansas City 2-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. Over in the National League, St. Louis leads Atlanta 4-2 at the end of 5. Philadelphia at Los Angeles, New York at San Diego later tonight. Mike Colburn, as we mentioned a moment ago, fouled out to the first baseman his first time up. Let's see, the White Sox have, in the last 2 games, have managed only 1 run off the Indians in each of those games. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch to Mike, and it's inside a ball. In the last 3 games, the White Sox have scored only 4 runs against Cleveland pitching, and they have equaled that in this inning with 4. They beat the Tribe 2-1 at Cleveland last Saturday. Then they lost 10-1 in Cleveland on Sunday, and then they lost here 2-1 last night. Left-hander ready, looks back towards second. Here's the pitch. High, ball 2. Lamar Johnson at second base. Eric Soderholm at first. 4-1 White Sox. Outfield giving Coburn a lot of room in right field. Swung over. They give him a lot of room down the left field line. They bunch him in the middle. Center fielder playing in left center. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a shot foul in front of the third base coach, Bobby Knopf. 2 balls and a strike. Remember the finale of this homestand out here tomorrow when a pair of Illinoisans, Ross Baumgarten from Glencoe, goes for the White Sox, and Paul Rusho from Camp Point, Illinois, making his 2nd American League start and only his 4th in the big leagues. Started against Milwaukee the other day, got knocked out, but was not the pitcher of decision. 2 balls, 1 strike. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. That ball game will be at 1:15 here at Comiskey Park. We're going to have a beer stacking contest before the game. That'll begin at 12:30. The autograph corner will be open from 12 to 12:30. Ron Schuler, Mike Crowley, and Ken Kravik will be down there under the left field stands. Left-hander ready. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a grounder left side. Buddy Bell has it on the short hop, and he throws him out. But the White Sox send 9 men to the plate. They come up with 4 runs on 5 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on. So we're at the end of 3 complete innings of play. I'm Lauren Brown. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall will be along in a minute. It's the White Sox 4, Cleveland 1.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey with Jimmy Pearsall as we go on to the top of the 4th inning. White Sox are out in front 4-1. And leading it off here will be Andre Thornton. Thornton hitting .276. Thornton flied out to left his first time up. Nobody on, nobody out. White Sox leading 4-1. There's Steve Stone getting set. Into the wind of the pitch. Curveball, drill, left field, Gar coming in. And over. And he makes the catch. Ralph Gar caught that ball just above the grass, and he was stumbling around. It was a low line drive, wickedly hit. And it must have been acting like a knuckleball out there.
I thought so too, Harry. I don't think he lost it in the lights. I think the speed of it and the way it sunk really got him all fouled up, but he did manage to hold on, and he's shaking his head right now. He's lucky they play with those big good gloves today. When I played, we had those little ones.
1 man out. That ball was really creamed. Now to wind up the pitch, here it is. And Bernie Carbo takes it inside. 4-1 in favor of the White Sox. It all happened after 2 are out in the bottom of the 3rd. A remarkable crowd. 1 ball, no strikes, no pitch. Slow curve for a strike call.
In that big ball game, Philadelphia at Los Angeles, Lurch is pitching for Philadelphia, Rao for Los Angeles. That is a big one. The Cubs have won this afternoon. Boy, where would they go, a game and a half? Or
The two games out right now.
Game.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung, and he missed strike 2. Bernie Carbo was originally signed by the Cincinnati Reds. Now the delivery. Swung, a bouncing ball to the first baseman. Squires has it. Easy out. 2 up, 2 down. And that will bring up Ron Pruitt, the left fielder.
I imagine for Bernie Carbo, this is a long year. After playing with the Red Sox in contention for a few years, he went to Milwaukee, and then he got him back. And now they got rid of him because he didn't like his contract.
Texas leading Kansas City 4-0 in the 3rd.
Patton.
Marty Patton relieved for Kansas City in the 2nd. As Texas got 2 more runs. 4-0 now in the 3rd. 2 men are out, nobody on. Off-speed pitch for a strike. Good crowd on hand. Must be around 20 altogether. I'd say maybe 25,000. A ball and a strike. Now the pitch. High pop fly. Spencer in center field waiting, and he has it. 1-2, 3, nothing across. We go now to the bottom of the fourth, 4-1 in favor of the White Sox. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall are going to the bottom of the fourth. Thad Bosley playing right field tonight. Will be the hitter. He rolled out his first time. Don Hood in relief. Into the windup he goes, the pitch. Swung and he missed the fastball. Clyde pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs. He walked only 1 man, struck out nobody. 1 strike to nothing. Bosley the batter. Yankees have taken a 3-2 lead over Oakland.
I was just going to tell you that, Coach.
1 strike to nothing. Cubs won today. Swung and he missed. Strike 2. Two strikes to nothing. Nobody on, nobody out. 4-1 in favor of the White Sox. St. Louis leading Atlanta 6-2 in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 1. 2 strikes and the ball. Harry Walker, scout for the Cardinals. One of the many scouts are on hand. 2 strikes in the ball. Swung on a high pop foul back. Out of play. Texas leading Kansas City 4-0 in the 4th. Well, those Royals are finding it difficult to put it together. California was beaten today 7-1. Looks like they might retain first place nevertheless. Texas will be only 4.5 games out if they win. 2 strikes in the ball. Bouncing ball to the first base. Boy, that ball didn't bounce. It hugged the ground, but Stark made the play easily. 1 away. That brings up Greg Pryor.
What a difference in AstroTurf and grass like it is here now. It's chopped up a little bit. Boy, AstroTurf, you always know you're going to get that true hop.
1 out. Pryor with 1 out in the 3rd, single to right. Spencer followed by flying out for the 2nd out. Another fireworks started. As Garb tripled to right, scoring Pryor with the tying run. Kessinger walked. Both men scored when Squires doubled to right center. And then Lamar Johnson scored Squires with a single to left. Pryor shortening up as if the bunt takes ball 2 outside. Seattle batting in the 9th inning, trailing at Baltimore 6-2. Houston beat the Pirates 7-2 today. There's a fastball low and away, ball 3. And the Giants down Montreal 4-1. In the National League West, Los Angeles was leading. There's a strike off. The Dodgers lead San Francisco by 2 games. Cincinnati 5.5 out at the moment. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, he walks. So Pryor is on.
Spencer looking to break a streak of 4 straight fly balls in center field, including 3 last night, 1 tonight. Looking down for a sign. I imagine they may hit and run. Maybe not on the first pitch, but they might hit and run with him now. Got to start hitting the ball on a line. He's only hitting 197.
Now the pitch. There goes the runner. Swung on a high fly ball into center field. That's 5 times in a row he's flied out to the center fielder.
That's got to be some kind of a tie.
Last night, 3 consecutive times, he flat out to center. And tonight, twice, he's flat out to center. The last 5 times at bat, he is flat out to the center fielder.
You know, Harry, with the hit and run on, you got to beat this ball in the dirt. That's the name of the game. Not try to get it up in the air. You want the guy to get the second. It's almost like a sacrifice.
Well, that one-run enrollment is really growing. We've already had 661 entrants. There's a curveball.
You know, those winners might get their picture on television, the sports shows around town, because they'll all be covering it.
Yeah, he'll certainly be on television as they finish the race here.
Sure.
1 ball, no strikes. Sidearm curve low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Guard the batter. His triple to right was a big blow in the 3rd inning. Here's Hood's pitch. A little bit outside, ball 3.
Boy, and Diaz is really hot behind that plate, the catcher, as Hood walks halfway to the plate.
You know, there wasn't one argument on a pitch last night.
I didn't see anybody.
Phil Beck called Lee McPhail. I want to know if he had to take back the regular umpire. I wonder if he couldn't keep the ones that we had last night. Woody Urchak, who worked the plate, was absolutely sensational.
Several plays with outfield plays where the second base umpire had to go out. The first base umpire was down covering second, so there was a lot of good coordination between these young umpires.
2 men around, a runner at first base. Ralph Garr waiting. There goes the runner, swung on, a high pop foul out of play. They scramble for the souvenir.
The pitcher, Hood, was right by the dugout, too, along with Thornton. He come off that mound to catch it himself. He looks like he's about 6'4" and weighs about 190 pounds at the most. And loves to chase those fly balls. I've noticed he chased one to the left side, and now this one to the right side.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the stretch by Hood. The delivery. Fouled it back, and he had a wicked swing in that one.
Pryor had a terrible lead that time. He was running on the pitch, but he had a terrible lead. He leaned back towards first when Hood kicked up his right foot.
Hood was originally in the Baltimore organization. Traded over to Cleveland. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Foul back as the runner was going. 2 men are out. A runner at first base. The score 4-1 in favor of the White Sox. Ralph Garr, who tripled last time.
One of the shortest triples of all time, but it counts.
Here's the pitch. Ball 4, he walked it. White Sox have runners at first and second with 2 away. Here's Don Kessinger.
Kessinger, his first time up, hit a hard shot off a Clyde on the ground at Bell, who made a fine play. Last time up, he walked.
Runners are at first and second. Well, our traveling secretary's son, Scott Rosenbaum, celebrating his 17th birthday today.
Harry, where were you 42 years ago when you were 17 years old?
23 years ago. I'm getting there fast enough. Don't add them on. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive, left field. It's a foul ball into the corner. 1 run is in. Here's Garr around third. He's going to score. A double by Kessinger. On like to have $2 on Ralph Gore's nose as he circled those bases. Boy, was he going all out.
Pruitt, like the other outfielders tonight, have had trouble picking up that ball. When he picked it up, he bobbled it high in the air and double caught it. And then when he threw it, he doesn't have much of an arm. The runners had no trouble scoring, so Kessinger really having himself quite a year.
So Kessinger now has driven in 27 runs for the year. Now to bring up Mike Squires. Boy, I tell you, the thing that was thrilling about that play was watching Gore. He must have set a new world record. See, 270 feet. It's 90 yards, right? I like to have the clock on him for those 90 yards. From first to home.
I'd say about 9. No, I'd say about 8, 9.
Sidearm curve outside.
They figure when you run down the first base line like he can at 3-4, now you figure from first to second to home, yeah, maybe 8, 9.
There's a pitch right back to the pitcher. It's hit. Squire's going to be out. The ball was hit hard enough to go through there, but Hood come up with the ball. Well, the White Sox have 2 runs. There was just 1 hit in the inning. No errors and 1 left. At the end of 4, it's the White Sox 6, Cleveland 1. Harry Carey back in the ballpark.
Now, wait a minute. If you pronounce
Hegwich, they're from Hegwich. And she's celebrating her birthday with her family, and her name is Kay Jubzinski.
Spell it.
D-Z-I-U-B-C-Z-Y-N-S-K-I. How would you like to try to write that one out backwards?
Just as bad as frontwards.
I-K-S-N-Y-Z-C-B-U-I-Z-D. Anyway, Kay, a happy birthday. It was a ground ball. Nice play by Satterholm. Throw to first for the out. Verizon was robbed of a hit on a great play by Eric Satterholm.
Seeing some fine baseball here tonight.
1 man out, Tom Forrest celebrating a birthday out here tonight. Right-hander limbering up in the bullpen. 1 out, nobody on. Paul Dade, the hitter. Dave Freisleben used to be with San Diego's working in the bullpen.
He's still there.
1 ball, no strikes. Now the wind, the pitch, swung on. High fly ball to center, that's going to be easy. Waiting for it is Spencer, 2 gone. Steve Stone trying for his 10th victory of the year. He's won 9, he's lost 10. A high earned run average of 4.56.
Bo Diaz, who's driven in the only run, the hitter.
Bo Diaz, the pitch. In there for a strike off. The Meddards are here from Auburn, Indiana. They follow the White Sox on cable. Now the pitch a little bit low. George and Shirley Rook celebrating their 23rd wedding anniversary. There's a slider outside. Tony Gamble celebrating his 13th birthday. It's straight A student night. There's the pitch outside. Nicky Diorio celebrating his 9th birthday. Eric Sanders celebrating a birthday. 3 balls and a strike. 2 men are out. White Sox are leading 6-1. Yankees are out in front of Oakland 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th. There's a pitch line right to Satterholm. Diaz line to Satterholm. 1-2-3, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 6-1. White over Cleveland. Harry Carey back at the ballpark as we go now into the bottom half of the fifth inning. Lamar Johnson's going to be leading it off, and he'll be facing a new pitcher, Dave Freisleben. Freisleben. Freisleben with an earned run average of 8.24. He's won 1, he's lost 4. Dave Freisleben.
Looks a little bit heavy, don't you think, Harry? He's got a boiler.
Stocky right-hander. White Sox have a 6-1 lead.
You know, there's a few pitchers I've seen be able to pitch with that kind of weight. Guy like Dizzy Trout, Trucks.
Fellow's 26 years old. He was with San Diego for 4 different seasons. Never has had much success. 110 lost 13 for San Diego in 76. Last year for San Diego, he was 7-9. So, here's Lamar Johnson. He drove in a run with a base hit in the third. Yankees batting in the bottom of the fifth, leading 3-2. Lamar Johnson into the windup, the pitch. Swings and he misses. We're just getting underway at Los Angeles. The Phillies and the Dodgers. 1 strike and nothing. There's the pitch high, and the count is evened up. A ball and a strike.
I can see why his ERA is so high. He don't look like he's got much.
Dave Freisleben. Here's the pitch. Now ball to the shortstop. Verizon has it. Throws to first for the out. 1 gone. White Sox lead 6-1. Here's Sandoval.
Sandoval hit one of the hardest balls by Bell we've seen in a while. Everything we hit down that way he seems to catch, but it was to his right, and it bounced over his head.
California, the Angels were beaten 7-1 at Boston. The Angels last night were shut out. So that Boston pitching seems to be pretty tough. The Angels, leading the Western Division, have made 1 run in 18 innings in that series. Here's the pitch on the way. High. 2 balls, no strikes.
They were beaten by that young rookie, Wright, for Boston.
1 man out. Now the delivery. Ground ball to the third baseman. Buddy Bell has it. Fires over to first for the out. 2 men up, 2 men down. Here's Mike Colburn. He's nothing out of 2. White Sox trying to even up the series after losing 2-1 last night. Final game of the homestand tomorrow afternoon. We'll be with you at 1 o'clock. Here's a fastball low to Colburn. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 men are out, nobody on. Now the pitch. Swung and he missed. That evens it up for the ball and a strike. Fine crowd on hand. Now the delivery. Wild one goes back to the screen. White Sox start their road trip Monday night in Kansas City. We'll be with you at 7:15 on radio only Monday night. Tuesday and Wednesday night will be both radio and television. Oakland tied up the Yankees 3-3. 3 balls and a strike now to count. Now to wind up the delivery, here it is. Swings and a high fly ball should be caught. Norris, the center fielder, is there, and he takes it. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. At the end of 5, White Sox 6, Cleveland 1. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall. Kevin Bell replaces Eric Soderholm. Soderholm had 1 out of 3 while he was in there. Bobby Molinaro comes in the ballgame to play right field. And Tad Bosley replaces Ralph Carr in left field. Jim Norris is going to lead it off 6-1. Favor the White Sox. Final game of the series. It figures right now to be the rubber game. Will be tomorrow afternoon. We'll be with you at 1 o'clock. Remember, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock and every Sunday morning at that time, Mary Frances Beck and Friends Show. Bill Beck and his wife, Mary Frances, answer questions. From the fans. Here's Norris, 1 out of 2. Baltimore murdering Seattle 9-2 in the ninth. Here's a slow curve strike call to Norris. Philadelphia, Los Angeles just getting underway. The Cubs already won their ball game. Cincinnati lost. Pittsburgh lost. The Dodgers beat the Phillies. Make it a great day for the Cubs. Here's a pitch swung on, a high pop fly. Short right field, Molinaro's there. Norris flies to Molinaro. 1 away. Here's Dwayne Kuiper, nothing out of 2.
Cleveland as a team is hitting .265, but they got these left-handers leading off. They're punching Judy hitters. They managed to get on, but for some reason they haven't scored too many runs this year.
The White Sox have drawn 1,338,000. There's a line drive single to center field. Kuiper singles to center. With 13 games left, including tonight. They're a cinch to go over the 1,000,004 mark and maybe over the 1,000,005. Bring the family out tomorrow for the final game of the series. Rookie Ross Baumgarten will pitch. Line drive, base hit for Buddy Bell in the center field. Norris holds up at second. The Indians have to play it safe. They trail by 5. Here's Andre Thornton, who's a home run threat. Kuiper, the runner at second. Bell at first. And here's Thornton. Mike Colburn goes out to talk to Steve Stone.
Harry, Steve has not been throwing well. As you can see right here, he hasn't struck anybody out. They've hit him pretty hard.
But his teammates have given him a lead. White Sox baseball coming to you through WMAQ, NBC Radio in Chicago. Start nothing out of 2 so far, the pitch. There's a base hit. Past Kessinger. A run will score. The other man stops at second base. Thornton lined a single to left, driving in his 82nd run of the year. 6-2 now.
Now Canton going to the mound. They're stirring down in the bullpen, so somebody may warm up. I just don't think Steve is throwing like he has his good stuff tonight. He's given up 6 hits, 2 runs. He gave up a run in the 3rd and a run in the 6th, and now he's got runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 out.
And a dangerous left-hand batter up there. Bernie Carbo. Baltimore wallops Seattle 9-2. before 16,000. Flanagan won his 17th game of the year. Jim Colburn, the loser. Well, now the huddle between the pitching coach, Bruce Dalkamp, and Steve Stone is over. Up on the board, Arnold Sausenstein, celebrating his 85th birthday.
If I was a pitching coach and I went out there, then I'd say, Steve, try to hold up a little bit so we get a pitcher ready. You don't have too much.
Runners at first and second, one away. There's the pitch swung, and he missed. Bernie Carbo, the batter, hitting .262. 3 homers, 17 runs batted in. Ron Pruitt, a right-hand batter, will be next. Runners at first and second. 6-2 White Sox. The pitch. Bouncing ball to the first baseman. Squires fumbles it, picks it up, steps on the bag for the out. Squires tried to feel that ball on a short hop, and it hit him on the shin. But he had presence of mind, recovered it, and made the play himself. The runner's advancing, however, to second and third.
You know, when you look at Squires, you never think he has great reactions like he does. That ball took a lousy hop on him. It hit him all over, but yet, as Harry said, presence of mind, he went right after it and got him by plenty at first base. I don't think Carbo is swinging like he's too happy. He chased a bad ball down and in.
2 men are out. Here now is Ron Pruitt. Nothing out of 2 so far. Runners at second and third. 2 out. Here's the pitch to Pruitt. Curveball a little bit low, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes.
Come on, Steve, save yourself a couple of runs. This is a big out.
Base hit here would make it 6-4, and they're definitely in the ballgame. Here's the pitch. Curve inside.
His breaking stuff right now is just flat, which means it's not too good.
2 balls, no strikes. Out of sign. Here's the pitch, swung on. Fly ball down the left field line. Bosley is there on the run. To retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits. No errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th now. White Sox leading 6-2. Ah, boy.
What a play by Bosley, huh?
He is good play.
You know, 2-0 on the hitter.
Ball was right down the left field line.
Yeah, he threw him a changeup. He didn't hit it awful good, but Bosley got a good jump on it.
There's Bosley to lead it off. That was such a good play. That he made it look so easy that nobody even really appreciates it. 1-0 on Bosley. Nothing out of 2 at the plate tonight. Freislieben delivers. Swung line drive base hit. Bosley single to center.
That's the first time Bosley's seen a right-hander in so long. He just said, I think I'll greet you with a hit.
So runner on at first base. Bob Bertucci, who's our boardroom bartender, enjoying the game here in the booth. A runner at first, nobody out. Paul Pryor has singled and walked and scored both times.
Because you didn't say hello to him, he left. What do you say?
Sign. Here's the pitch by Freislieben, and it's low. Ball 1.
Now I like, as a second-guessing manager or a guy, I like to take this off right now and put the hit and run on with those infielders charging. He's going to throw a fastball. He's 1 ball and no strikes.
Runner on at first base, nobody out. There's the pitch. There goes the runner. Pitch out. There's the peg. He is out. Holy cow. The throw went from Diaz to Kuiper.
You think that catcher's got a telephone down there? What I was saying, pitch out? I didn't tell him to pitch out. The fans looking at the replay. The throw was high. The ball beat you. A lot of times, that's the way umpires are. They go with the throw beat you.
Here's the pitch in for strike called. One man out, nobody on base. There's the pitch lined in the right field. Fryer singles to right. And that brings up Tom Spencer. Spencer twice tonight has flied to center. All 3 times last night he flied for the center fielder. So he's 5 for 5 on center field putouts.
Now if he could bunt one, the guy's deep at third.
Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball towards third. Buddy Bell, what a pickup, he's out. Buddy Bell cutting across from his third base position. Fielded that ball on the run on the short hop. Made a one-handed pickup and followed with a perfect throw. 2 away. And here is Bobby Molinaro now.
Well, Spencer broke his streak anyway.
Molinaro batting for the first time tonight. He replaced Gar in the lineup. Molinaro hitting .269, 5 homers, 22 runs batted in.
They gave him all that left field line, and the right field line, too. Now they're moving Date over.
Bobby Molinaro facing the right-hander, Dave Freislieben. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit outside, ball 1.
Looks like a forkball of some kind.
1 ball, no strikes. Philadelphia, Los Angeles, they're just getting underway. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the Freislieben whirls the throw to second, but there's no play. Final game of the series here tomorrow afternoon. Curveball, low, ball 2.
Gee, I haven't seen a home run in a long time, Harry.
We'll be with you at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Promises to be a beautiful day. Why don't you make plans to attend? 2 balls, no strikes. There's a strike at the knees. Ball game in the 6th. 6-2 in favor of the White Sox. Trying to even up the series. White Sox are exactly 20 games under 500. Again, Freislieben whirls but makes no play. Fryer gets back to the bag. 2 balls and a strike. Now the stretch, the pitch, here it is. Inside and low. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Bottom of the 6th. 6-2 in favor of the White Sox. Dave Freislieben. Here's the pitch. Fastball for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Couldn't imagine what Molinaro was looking for on that pitch. I think he threw it a little harder than he expected and took it.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals are murdering Atlanta 8-2 in the 8th. Now the stretch, the hesitation. Here's the pitch on the way. Ground ball headed for right field. A great stop by the second baseman. Fryer has to hold at third. Sensational play by Dwayne Kuiper. Saved the run, but Molinaro has a base hit.
Molinaro hit that ball in his fist right in the hole. Kuiper really made a fine play on the ball, preventing the run from scoring.
Well, here's Don Kessinger now with runners at first and third. 2 men are out.
Kessinger, his last time up, doubled in a couple of runs. He hit a shot down that left field line.
Texas leads Kansas City 4-0 at the end of 5. Here's Kessinger turning around to hit left-handed now. He doubled in 2 runs in the 4th inning. Walked and scored in the 3rd, bounced out his first time. Fry's leaving pitch. There goes the runner on first. Swung and foul. Hit and run was on. 1 strike or nothing. Runners are at first and third. Yankees are batting in the bottom of the 6th, tied with Oakland 3-3. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung, trying to hit the left again, and he fouled it back. So he's in the hole, strike 2. Freislieben is out in front of him.
Torrealba loosening up in the bullpen for the White Sox. I would imagine he's just throwing. He hasn't worked too much. It's been a bad year physically for Torrealba.
Buddy Bell back off the bag at third base. By the way, he'll be 27 years old tomorrow. Buddy Bell. 2 strikes and nothing. Here's the pitch. High outside. 2 strikes and the ball. A fine crowd on hand. The series ends tomorrow afternoon. Boy, it's getting late. We're almost into September. Now the pitch, there goes the runner. Swung on a high pop fly. Short right field, Dade is there. He makes the catch. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. This is Harry Carey going over to the television booth. The score here at the end of 6. White Sox 6, Cleveland 2.
Hi again, everybody. Lauren Brown along with Jimmy Pearsall as we go to the 7th inning. White Sox out in front, 6-2. Indians jumped out in front with a run in the 3rd. White Sox came back with 4 in the bottom half of the inning, 2 in the 4th to lead 6-1. Then the Indians got a run in the top half of the 6th inning, making it 6-2. So we go to the top of the 7th. It'll be Tom Verizor, the number 7 hitter in the order. His single led off the 3rd inning, and he came around to score. He'll be followed by Paul Dade and then Bo Diaz. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike. They're in the 6th at Texas. The Rangers 4, Kansas City nothing. A Texas win will move them within 4.5 of first. They were about 8.5 out just the other day, Jimmy.
Yep.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a broken bat fly ball to left. Bosley comes running in. He's there, and he's got it. And there's 1 out.
Lyle now pitching in the 7th for the Yankees. Oakland tied it up with a run in the 6th. Oakland is now batting in the top of the 7th with the score tied 3-3.
So there's 1 out. Yeah, they were 8 out on Thursday. They could be 4.5 out. I take that back on Tuesday. So let's see. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Gained 3.5 games in 4 days.
You know, they lost a couple of games at Toronto that made it look bad, but they were very fortunate. We beat Kansas City 2 in a row.
1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch, swinging a fly ball deep to left. Bosley going back near the warning track, and he hauls it in a step away from the warning track. 2 down. So Dade flies out, and Bo Diaz, the batter, he has singled in one of the 2 Cleveland runs, and he is lined out to third. Well, I remember the Kansas City people saying the other night, well, Texas is 8 out. They're out of it now.
Well,
no way.
I didn't think they were going to be that close either, but Kansas City has gotten so bad with their injuries, and Brett is bothered with that right thumb, even though he's still playing. He's not hitting well.
Well, the irony of it is, Jimmy, that since since Texas was 8 back, as of Tuesday, that's when the Royals, for the first time in, I think, about a month, had their full lineup intact. Again, White, Patek, McRae, Otis, Collins, Brett, who have all been hurt, but as you said, Brett is the guy that still is bothered.
He swung against us terrible. He just was
not trying to pull everything.
He's just afraid of hitting that finger. He hurt it in the batting cage when I was watching him, and that night he went 0 for 4 against us, and Kravick, of course, had good stuff, but you don't see Brett swinging as bad as he was swinging that night.
Here's the pitch to Diaz. Swing and a miss. Strike two.
Boy, what a good change-up breaking ball with great motion. Boy, our outfield right now is pretty darn good defensively. Bosley is running well. His leg doesn't look like it's bothering you anymore.
Right-hander ready. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to center. Spencer is there. He's got it. 1, 2, 3. 5 out of 7 innings. Stoney has retired the side in order. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Sox leading 6-2. But first, here's Terry.
That feeling's coming through. Real dear lovers know only one day will do.
Lorne Brown and Jimmy Pearsall back at Comiskey Park. We go to the bottom of the 7th. White Sox out in front here by a score of 6-2. And as this inning gets underway, a pair of right-handers, Laren LeGros and Ron Schuler, warming up in the bullpen. Mike Squires leads it off for the White Sox against Dave Freisleben. Here's the pitch, and it's tying away a ball. Well, we want to send out good wishes and congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Ira Taylor, who just became Mr. and Mrs. Ira Taylor. Mrs. Taylor is Sharon. As of this morning, was Sharon Allen, daughter of one of the White Sox investors and owners, Mr. and Mrs. John Allen. So Sharon Allen became Mrs. Ira Taylor today, and we wish them the best. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. High, ball 3.
I just hope all my married daughters can pay their rent this month.
Kansas City came up with 3 in the 6th. It's 4-3 Texas, bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch inside a ball. He walked him. First walk that Freisleben has given up. And the batter is Lamar Johnson, 1 for 3, an RBI single in the 3rd.
Lamar has hit the ball hard the last 2 nights. He got a base hit off the pitcher's glove last night, and he lined the left, he lined the center, and he lined the right. Tonight, he lined the center and then got a single and driving a run to left, and he hit a hard ground ball to shortstop. So it looks to me like he's hitting the ball like he was last year the last week and a half.
Well, I wish he would have had this streak start before the end of July.
Yeah, because he was the guy that really could have turned it around.
Here's the pitch, and it's high and inside a ball.
You know, when you're hitting as a designated hitter in this spot, you come up an awful lot in a jam.
The interesting thing, too, I don't know what it is, but here's the pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball to left. Pruitt coming in. It might drop. It does. Gets beyond him. Center fielder backs him up. Throws into second. Lamar goes back to first. The throw made on him. He's safe. On the play, Squires had gone to third. And the White Sox have runners at first and third with nobody out.
A big swing by Lamar. Hit that ball right off the end of the bat. Pruitt, 3 steps back, who's not an outfielder or a catcher. He hasn't got a place to play. Really butchered that ball up. He dove after it. It got by him, allowing Squires to go all the way to left. It looks to me like when some of these outfielders make a mistake, they figure by diving it makes it look like a tough play. But they have not had too good success in their outfield. Ground balls that were in the hole have gone for doubles and run scoring because they couldn't pick it up.
All right, the infield playing in now as Soderholm, or rather Kevin Bell, bats for the first time tonight. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch to Kevin. Swinging a base hit. Kevin Bell drives home. Squires, it's a 7-2 ball game, and that is Kevin's 5th RBI of the year. Punched it through the drawn-in infield, and here comes Jeff Torborg. You know, Jimmy, I was about to say that it seemed like when Lamar took off was when they made him a DH and put Bloomberg at first, and Bloomberg, before he re-injured himself, started hitting the ball well. Then Bloomberg got hurt. They brought up Squires, and he's played a great first base and has done a good job with the bat, and Lamar has continued. I don't know, a year ago Spencer had a good year. I don't know if it's the fact that having competition motivates Lamar, and when there's no competition, he relaxes too much. I think it's a hard paper, it looks like it, but it's hard to say.
I think it's a hard question to answer, but competition never hurt any of us, whether you're a radio announcer or you're a baseball player. But I think Lamar really was pressing so hard to do the job that he was swinging a lot of bad pitches, and he just wasn't up there being choosy and got himself into a lot of jams by swinging at bad pitches. And that can be the problem of many hitters. So far this inning, Squires walked. A single by Johnson off the end of the bat got by the left fielder. He couldn't go to second, but Squires were all the way to third, and now Bell, who his previous time was robbed of a base hit by Bell to his left, so Bell LaBelle, but that time he hit that ball over his head. He couldn't get it to his left. Oh, check that. That was Bell's first time up. I was thinking about Soderholm.
So Coburn is the batter, 0 for 3. Pitch to Mike, swinging a base hit into left center field. Here comes Lamar around third. He'll try to score. The throw goes into second. He will score, and it's an 8-2 ball game. As Mike Coburn drives in his 10th run of the year. Sound like he broke his bat on that, too.
He really broke it. But as strong as he is, he's 6'3", 205 pounds. I don't imagine he's 205 the way he plays. He's a hard-working young man. Went up the middle with that pitch, so he gets an RBI. I think it's his 10th of the year. Is that right?
That's right.
So Jeff Torborg, the manager, coming out now for the second time, is going to bring in Manji, the left-hander.
He will become the 4th pitcher used by Cleveland here tonight. David Clyde went 2 2/3 innings, allowed 4 runs on 5 hits. Don Hood went 1 1/3 innings, allowed 2 runs on 1 hit. And Freisleben went 2 innings and gave up 3 hits in the last inning, got out of the jam. But here is walked the man and given up 3 straight singles. So Freisleben pitches 2 innings, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. He walked the man, struck out none, and he is responsible for the runners at first and second as Sid Manji comes in.
Manji, who pitched last night, comes down with a record of 3-3. Got a good ERA of 2.92. A lot of contenders would like to get this guy. He's making his 37th appearance. He started 2 games. He's got 6 days, pitched 71 innings, given up 57 hits, 33 runs, 23 earned. Boy, they played bad defensive ball behind him. He's given up 4 home runs. As the fans, for the first time in weeks, are really having their fun. Harry right now has given us his best shot with the old-fashioned twist.
I got to disagree with you. They had a lot of fun in the Kansas City series out here.
Yeah, but I just think their reaction tonight seems a little stronger.
Because we've had the lead earlier.
Yeah.
Had to win the ball game late.
Anybody. He's got 3 wild pitches. He's a left-hander, stands about 6'3", weighs about 180 pounds. He's awfully tough on left-handers. He throws a sinker, a slider, and a fastball. Bosley will face him, and he's the 3rd left-hander tonight for Cleveland. Texas leads Kansas City now 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Boston walloped California 7-1. Jim Rice hit his 32nd home run in that game, and they tell me he hit it to downtown Boston. And if you ever watch Rice hitting batting practice, you can believe he can hit it farther than anybody you ever saw. Milwaukee defeated Detroit 9-5. Billingham was knocked out of that game in the first inning. He now has got a record of 14-6. He's done a great job for Detroit, but in the first inning he didn't have it today. The Cubs beat Cincinnati 8-6 when they came from behind. Mercer got an inside the park home run on an error with the bases loaded.
Did they give him a home run on that?
No, it was an error.
Oh, I didn't say
But he came all the way around, so I don't know how else to word it if they have another way. He scored in an error.
Oakland, Jimmy. Here's the pitch to Bosley. A swing and a foul. Just came up with a run in the 7th to take a 4-3 lead over the Yankees, but the Yankees came right back to score a run in the bottom of the 7th. So it's 4-4 in the 8th now, New York and Oakland. And Texas just scored a run in the 6th to make it a 5-3 ball game. Texas over Kansas City. Monge out of the stretch. Nobody out. 2 runs home. 2 men on. Here's the pitch, and it's outside of ball. 1-1. Eight to 2. White Sox out in front.
Well, we'd like to see them get these runners over.
Left-hander ready. And the pitch to Bosley. Strike to the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't understand this. Left-hander against left-hander. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Get all you can get.
Left-hander ready. 1-2 delivery. Swinging a looper out into short. Left center might drop. Shortstop out. Verizer's got it. And the umpire at the last instant raised his arm for the infield fly rule. Now, I'll tell you, I don't think that was a normal infield out.
Boy, it was a tough
Tough play.
You know, when you ask an umpire about that ruling when you're a manager, he'll give you 18 different answers. So you got to believe it's just a judgment call, and that's it.
Boy, Verizer got a good jump and was backpedaling quickly.
The reasoning they say is that any chance it looks like the infielder can catch it or should catch it, then it can become the infield fly rule.
Maybe that's why he raised it late when he saw it was about 2 inches from his mitt. Figure he got to get that one. All right. Greg Fryer, the batter. He's had a good game tonight. 2 singles. He's walked, and he has scored twice. 2 for 2 as he takes a strike in the outside corner. Monge out of the stretch. Bell at second, Colburn at first. Here's the pitch inside a ball. You know, Pryor can play out his option this year like Stone and Wood, Jimmy. Got that in his contract. I like him.
I'll tell you what, he's a great utility man. He can play any infield position except maybe first base.
Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a pop-up to the right side. Thornton going into foul territory. First baseman's there, and he takes it. And they're 2 down. That's the first time he's been retired tonight.
And what I was trying to say was that he can play any position at infield. He hasn't played first base very much, and play it well and don't hurt you when he goes out there. And he's become a better hitter, too. He's learned to hit that ball better to right field. So I would hope that the White Sox hold on to him. He's one of the better utility men in baseball today.
And I think he could be an everyday player as well, especially at second base, and he's done a good job at short.
But if we're going anywhere, we got to get Ortiz bat somewhere in there.
Well, that's right. But you wonder how long Kessinger can continue playing short, too. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a shot. So Kuiper leaps up and grabs it. Dwayne Kuiper. There's an underrated second baseman for you. Has it. And that retires the side as Monge gets out of the jam. But in the inning, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. So we're through 7. White Sox 8, Cleveland 2.
For the White Sox, now pitching.
Larry LeGros has come on to pitch for the White Sox. Here in the 8th inning, Steve Stone did a fine job tonight. There aren't too many times that he has not this year, though his record doesn't indicate it, nor does his earned run average. He has been a better pitcher than both indicate. So much for statistics. But he gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. He didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. And in 7 innings, 5 times he retired the side in order. So Larry LeGros, who leads the club in saves now with 13, will face the top of the order, Jim Norris, Dwayne Kuiper, and Buddy Bell. Here's the first pitch, and it's the ball. LeGros, 2 nights ago, saved a game for Mike Crowley against Kansas City. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's a strike. In that particular ball game, Laren pitched the 3rd of an inning as Crowley went out with a Muscle tightening up in the 5. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's inside a ball. Ball 3. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swinging a grounder to the shortstop, Kessinger. He's got it, and he throws him out. 1 out. Wayne Kuiper, the batter, 1 for 3 tonight. We're talking about Kuiper. He certainly is an underrated second baseman. Fine defensive player, hitting .286, 37 RBIs. Kevin Bell moves up at third. The outfield, playing him shallow and around to the left. LeGros delivers, and Kuiper takes the ball high. Well, here we are, the 26th day of August, and the White Sox have a combined record. Here's a strike against the top 3 clubs in the American League West. Kansas City, California, and Texas. The White Sox against those 3 clubs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside a ball. Umpire at third said he didn't go around. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike. $22,945 here tonight. Fine crowd, of which, here's the pitcher just swinging a slicer to the left side. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Bosley almost has the ball get beyond him as Kuiper makes the big turn at first, but goes back. Paid attendance tonight, 19,100. So a runner at first with 1 out as Kuiper gets his second hit. Buddy Bell, the batter, 1 for 3. But the White Sox with a combined record against Kansas City, Texas, and California. Here's the pitch. 22 wins and 13 losses. That's 9 games over 500. But yet they're 20 games under 500 for the season, which means they're 29 games under 500 against the other clubs in the American League. Bell takes a strike, evens it up 1-1. LeGros ready, working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul, comes back upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 the count. 8-2 is the score. White Sox leading. Scored 4 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 2 in the seventh. LeGros ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder to short. Could be 2. Over to second for 1. Relay. Not in time. It was in time, but it looked like Squires may have pulled his foot off the bag. So they get the front man 6-4. Bell is safe, and there's 2 outs. And Andre Thornton, the batter, 1 for 3 tonight. He singled home one of the 2 Cleveland runs back in the 6th inning. Cleveland had jumped out in front 1-0 in the top of the third, and the White Sox got 4 in the bottom of the third. LeGros ready. Here's the pitch. And it's the ball outside. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball deep to left. Way back. Bosley going back. Spencer going back. And Spencer's got it about 2 feet in front of the wall in left center field to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The White Sox 8, Cleveland 2.
Now, once again, here's Lorne Brown.
Right fielder, Bobby Molinaro.
Bobby Molinaro leads it off for the White Sox, and he fouls one off. Bobby came on to play right in the 6th inning. He batted one time, and he got a single back in the 6th. Here's the pitch, and it's low ball. 8-2, the White Sox leading. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. White Sox now with the 19,100 paid tonight have drawn 1,357,358. Just outstanding, and White Sox fans everywhere should pat themselves on the back. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike, 2-2. They have supported this club through thick and thin this year, and 90% thin. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a grounder up the middle, hits the bag at second. I think it hit Monty's mitt. Molinero's going to try for 2. Now he stops and goes back as Norris gets it in. And the Cub fans have done a great job supporting that club. But the big difference, one team is in the race and the other out of the race. I think that's what's so significant about what they've drawn here on the south side. Can you imagine what this club would have drawn with a team like last year? Would have a shot for that record of a year ago. Here's the pitch to Kessinger, swinging a foul down the right side. White Sox have 12 more games to go here at Comiskey Park this year. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder right side. Kuiper has it. Tags Molinaro, throws to first, not in time. As Thornton came off the bag, but a heads-up play by Kuiper came close to turning over the double play. So a runner at first, 2 up, 1 out. Mike Squires, the batter. He is 1 for 3 tonight. A 2-run double that right now, if the White Sox hang on and win this game, will go as the game-winning hit. Which would be the second for Mike since coming up from the minors. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Left-hander ready. Kessinger with the lead at first. Here's the pitch, high, a ball. Left-hander delivers. Here's the pitch, hipped his bat, knocks him down, and goes into the seats. Left-hander ready, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. First strikeout for Monty, and that's the first strikeout recorded by a Cleveland pitcher tonight. So Lamar Johnson, the batter. Lamar 2 for 4 tonight. He's driven in a run. Both of his hit singles. The White Sox, in order to surpass the 3rd largest attendance for this organization, which was in the 1959 championship season, will have to average only 5,000 a game. They will do that. And to get to the 1.5 million mark, the White Sox have to average 11,800 a game. Here's the pitch, inside, a ball, and I got to believe that will happen. Here you got a club 20 games under 500, drawing over $1.5 million for the year when it's all over. Here's the pitch. Called strike in the inside corner. The White Sox fans have done their job this year, to say the least. 2 balls and a strike to Johnson. Big hole in that right side as they play Lamar to pull. Thornton playing behind the runner with a 6-run deficit. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Went after a breaking ball way high and outside. Remember, these two clubs will conclude their season play tomorrow. Ross Baumgarten will be going for the White Sox against Paul Rushell for Cleveland. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a pop-up on the left side. Buddy Bell is there. Third baseman takes it on the grass. That retires the side in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left. We go to the 9th. It's the White Sox 8, Cleveland 2.
There are 2 things I remember about 58. I spent more on oil for my hair than on oil from a car. And I bought my first Chevy. It's also the year I started using Champions. Now in 66, I remember 2 more things. A silver Corvette and a redhead named Georgette.
No matter where you are, it's Champion.
This year I got myself a Chevy wagon and 4 more things to remember. Billy Jr., Billy Joe, Billy Jean, and Billy Bob. I've had a lot of different kinds of Chevys over the years, but one kind of spark plug, Champion.
You can buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. Champion. You can buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion is #1 in the world. #1 in your car.
Did I forget someone? Did I forget Billy Jack?
Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the 9th inning. Larry Negro on the mound will face Bernie Carbo, Ron Pruitt, and Tom Verizor. The Yankees came up with a run in the 8th, and they lead Oakland now 5-4, that game in the 9th. Oakland has lost 5 in a row, 12 out of 13, and taken themselves right out of the pennant race. Here's the pitch up high, a ball. The A's trail by 8.5 games. What we talked earlier, Tuesday night, Texas was 8 out. Now they could be 4.5 out with a win tonight as they lead Kansas City 5-3 in the bottom of the 7th as LeGros misses ball 2 to Carbo, who's 0 for 3 tonight. He's flied out to left and twice. He is grounded out to the first baseman. Here's the pitch, ball 3. Nettles' 21st home run of the year in the 8th accounted for that run to put the Yankees out in front. Winfield hit his 21st home run of the year for the Padres. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. With a man on in the first inning, they lead the Mets 2-0. Lurch going against Rao, Philadelphia at Los Angeles tonight. That game just underway. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Inside a ball, he walked him. First walk given to the Indians tonight. And the batter is Pruitt. He is grounded out to short, flied out to center, and flied out to left. Right-hander ready, out of the stretch, and it's a strike. Cleveland jumped out in front here tonight. 1-0 as Willoughby is warming up in the bullpen. That occurred in the top of the 3rd. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a base hit into left. Kessinger to his right, couldn't come up with it. Ball skipped over his mitts, may have hit it. As Carbo stops at second, and the Indians have runners at first and second with nobody out. And the batter is Tom Verizor. Tom Verizor singled to lead off the 3rd inning and came around to score that first Cleveland run. White Sox then got 4 in the bottom of the 3rd and 2 in the 4th. For Cleveland got a run in the 6th, then the White Sox added 2 more in the 7th, make it 8-2, and that's where we're at now. And the pitch is a fastball to Verizor for a strike at the knees. One strike in the batter. Infield, a double play depth. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball down the right side, curving, and into the box seats beyond the Cleveland bullpen. That Philadelphia game is underway, and they're at the end of 2. The Phillies nothing, the Dodgers nothing. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball. He struck him out. Flew that one right by him. So Paul Dade, the batter, as Verizor just goes down swinging. Dade has sacrificed a runner over. He's flied out to center and flied out to left. Officially 0 for 2. St. Louis beat Atlanta tonight 9-4. Here's the pitch up high, a ball. LeGros out of the stretch delivers. Fastball for a strike, evens the count 1-1. Two on and 1 out. We're in the 9th. LeGros trying to put it away here. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul. Comes back into the right. One ball, 2 strikes. LeGros out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot into left. Drops in front of Bosley, a base hit. They're going to hold up the runner at third as the throw comes into the plate. Pretty good throw by Bosley. May well have had him at the plate. But trailing by 6, the Indians play it safe and hold up the runner at third as Dade gets his first hit of the night. That's the second hit off of LeGros in this inning and the third in the last 2. Willoughby no longer warming up. He may have been up on his own. Maybe trying to send a message. LeGros ready. Here's the pitch, and it's low ball. Texas just came up with 3 in the 7th. They lead Kansas City 8-3 at the end of 7. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul. The Yankees on Nettles' home run, his 21st of the year in the 8th, beat Oakland 5-4. Lyle, the winner, 9-2 before 53,883 at New York tonight. So the Yankees keep pace with Boston. Still trail by 7.5. Right-hander ready. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And after a breaking ball, the bases are loaded with 1 out here in the 9th. White Sox out in front, 8-2. LeGros working in relief of Steve Stone, who won 7 innings tonight. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder, left side. Bell has it, goes to second. Oh, he throws it away. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. Molinaro bobbles the ball as the runner goes to third. Kevin Bell had an easy force out at second. And he threw it low into the right of Pryor, had no chance to get it. Now, this is really the point I've been trying to make about Kevin Bell. Like we made earlier on Bloomberg, if he doesn't get a chance to play that much, he's not going to get his stroke back, and he's going to have problems defensively. He has been used sparingly here, and you're in a part of the season where you like to see the youngsters get a lot of action. Everybody knows what Soderholm can do and what some of the other fellows can do, but if you bring up a kid from the minor leagues in this situation, you like to see him play a little more. Diaz gets credit for a fielder's choice and an RBI with Carbo coming home. Pruitt comes home on the air by Bell, and Horace Speed comes in to run for Diaz. It is now an 8-4 ball game, and the tying run is in the on-deck circle as Norris takes a strike. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's low, a ball. You're in tune with WMAQ Radio, Chicago, Illinois. Bob Tracy and good music follows the ball game. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder, the right side. Bell has made a couple of errors this last week, coming in late. When he's had his problem, he's thrown low. He said he was doing that in Iowa, too, but Squire's such a good first baseman, always was looking for the ball low. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a grounder, foul to the right side. An 8-4 ball game. White Sox out in front. Still only one out. Like to get these guys, Norris and Kuiper, because then you've got Bell, Thornton, and Carbo. Especially you don't want to see Thornton come up. He is their big thumper. Here's the pitch. Half swing and a foul to the left side. Remember the Soderholm Hot Corner show following the ball game. He'll be talking to White Sox coach Tony La Russa. One ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a long drive, way back. It is going to be off the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes another man holding up at third. It'll be a double. Came within an eyelash of getting out of here as Molinaro leaped up. A double. The White Sox going to argue that there may have been some fan interference. Nobody warming up in the bullpen. And it's an 8-5 ball game, and now the tying run is up at the plate. Only 1 out. Norris gets the credit for a double and 2 RBIs. Or rather, 1 RBI, correction. As Dade came home, Speed was held up at third. And now we're going to get some activity in the White Sox bullpen. Larry Doby out at the mound, and LeGros will stay in the ball game as Willoughby is up. So Dwayne Kuiper, the batter. It's an 8-5 ball game now. It all started with a walk, then a single. Verizon struck out. Dade singled, a fielder's choice and an error, and now a double. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. Kuiper, 2 for 4 tonight. His last 2 times up, he has singled. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a base hit down the left field line. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Here goes the tying run to second base. And it's an 8-7 ball game. And the fans are getting restless as Doby comes out. bat that you didn't want to have. You got Bell and Thornton coming to bat with still only one out and a tying run at second base as the Indians have posted 5 runs. So LeGros won only an inning and a third. He allowed 5 runs on 5 hits. He walked a man and struck out a man. And the runner at second is his responsibility. He cannot lose this ball game. But Steve Stone winning this ball game is another matter. So Jim Willoughby comes in. Willoughby has been a bit missed that he has not pitched a lot since the All-Star break. Been used primarily in mop-up roles. Willow with 12 saves to his credit. He's won 1, lost 6 with an earned run average of 3.40. So Willoughby comes in to face Buddy Bell with the tying run at second base and only 1 out. Oh, that leadoff walk comes back to haunt you time and time again. And it has here tonight as it has ignited the Indians to score 5 runs and still have only 1 out in the tying run at second. And they're going to get some activity in that Cleveland bullpen, and you can believe who's going to get out. Jim Kern is going to be out there along with Dan Spilner. And the White Sox now bring up 2 relievers. Ron Schuler, a right-hander, and Pablo Torrealba, a left-hander. So Willoughby faces Bell. Bell 1 for 4 tonight. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch outside of ball. The Indians have come back with 5. Have a runner at second. White Sox led in this ball game 6-1, 8-2. Now it is 8-7. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Strike in the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wayne Kuiper down at second. He just doubled home a pair. Last 2 hitters have doubled home men. Right-hander ready, the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a grounder to the left side. Bell in front of the shortstop. Throws, he got him. Nice play by Bell. On the play, Kuiper goes to third. Now look out. Coburn goes to the mound to talk to Willoughby because the one thing you did not want to have happen is happening. Power hitting Andre Thornton steps up. He's 1 for 4 tonight, an RBI single, and he steps up with a tying run at third, and he representing the lead run. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Half swing and a 1-hopper to the first baseman. The game is over as Squire steps in the bag. He got fooled, didn't want to swing, couldn't hold up, it hit his bat. And Willoughby picks up the save as Steve Stone gets the win. It got scary for a while, but the White Sox won it here by a score of 8-7. In the 9th, Cleveland got 5 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 1 left. We'll be back with the totals and highlights in a minute.